What's up everyone, I am here with Reinier, a UFC ranked contender and a former two-time champion. How is everything, man?
Doing good, man. Happy to be here.
You know, many people think that the only fighter who come to the UFC as a two-time champion is Alex Pereira, and not many people think that you have been a two-time champion before joining the UFC. So what do you think of that?
Yeah. That's, I did some cool stuff before the UFC, and I'm hoping to replicate the same thing here. Hope to do well here as well.
So Reinier, as a MMA grappling specialist in this big MMA world, do you think that the MMA future belongs to a grappler who's adding a striking game to his plan, or do you think it's striker who's surviving the grappling?
Well, I think we've seen a lot of good wrestlers, we've seen a lot of good jiu-jitsu guys. It just depends. Whoever works hardest. That's what I think nowadays. It's not really about your background or what you do as best, but whoever does the most work, whoever keeps going year after year, keeps grinding, I think that's the guy who's going to win.
All right, Reinier. Now, you run a UFC gym, you're a former champion, you're a husband, and indeed you're a father. So how do you separate between being a family guy, a good guy, and the killer mind that's inside the cage? How do you separate between both of them?
Yeah, this can be hard, especially when the fight gets closer. I get more into my head, I get more closed off, and it's hard to be the nice guy every once in a while. But man, if the kids are playing and they come close to me, they cuddle with me, it's hard to be a tough guy as well. So I'm trying to be in the moment, I'm trying to enjoy everything. I'm trying to enjoy whatever we do here with the fighting, get the most out of that, and then after this, I'm going to spend a lot of time with my kids.
Right, that's how champions are actually.
Yeah.
Reinier, you're facing Robert Whittaker, one of the greatest middleweight champion of the world, and we know that. Robert Whittaker, going into this fight, Reinier, are you planning, do you have a 100% plan that you're going into this fight to finish Rob, or do you think this top level of fights going to be decided inside the cage? You're going inside the cage and you're going to figure out how you can finish Rob.
No, I always go in with a plan. I think it's a mistake a lot of beginners make. Just go in and we'll see what happens. That's not smart. You need to have a plan, and the plan has always been the same actually over the last couple of fights. But I'm very much prepared. I know what's going to happen. I know how I'm going to attack this guy.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to do it, yeah.
Reinier, a coming pot between Caio Borralho and Imavov. That's a big fight for number one contender. What do you think of that fight?
Number two contender.
Number two contender.
They're going to be number two contenders.
After you, huh?
Yeah, it's a big one, man. I think both of them are very complete. It's a very interesting fight. We'll see, and it'll be in a couple months. I think September. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe something happens there. Hopefully, it's going to be a boring fight, and I can do this spectacularly, and they can move aside a little bit.
You said number two contender. It seems like you are aiming for the number one contender. So, do you think a win over Robert Whittaker will give you the edge over Imavov and Caio for the title shot?
Well, at least he's a bigger name, and he has achieved way more than both of those guys in the sport. So that's one important factor. But the most important factor is going to be how the fight's going to go. If I can put him away spectacularly, if I can put him away early, and they just go boring 5 rounds, then that would be nice.
All right. Reinier, I want a message for a younger generation, because you know, you have been a two-time former champion, and at the same time you get a KO loss and you bounce back from that. That's take a lot of courage, that's take a lot of mental toughness. So what's your message to all the people, not only the fighter, of coming back and rebuild themselves from falling down?
Well, at that time, I kind of got too into my head. I got too arrogant for a little while. I thought I was a God's gift to fighting for a little bit. And what the most important thing is, keep doing the work. That's the only thing that counts. It's very simple. If you can be grinding, working on your craft at least 3 hours a day for 10 years, then you can be one of the best guys in the world. Okay. If you lay off on that a little bit, if you get distracted by other things, if you're just sparring, not developing, then it might go wrong. So keep grinding. That's
okay,
that's the message.
We've got the last two before letting you go.
Yep.
One question is, what do you think is worse? Dominating a fighter for 5 rounds and get subbed at the end of the fifth round, or do you think it's worth getting KO'd in the first 10 seconds of the first round?
Yeah, it's not great, both of them, huh? But I'll take the first one. Dominating for 5 rounds, that'd be better, right? Because at least you were doing well. Abu Dhabi, Ana Huna.